Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. Start with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's pray. Our Father, we just come before you this morning and thank you for your listening to us. Thank you for the time of year to your gift to us. Help us to put our trust in you, Lord. Wisdom, understanding, and looking for the food and for the grandchildren. Thank you for the third Lord.
Thank you, Mr. Pollitt. Well, good morning and welcome, everyone. Doesn't the room look great? I thought it looked different when we came in here, but I wasn't quite sure until Mr. Pollitt said the carpet looks nice and they painted the trim. Pretty simple little things just to kind of freshen up the room. So glad to see that, and to whoever did that, you did a wonderful job. Okay, the first thing we have this morning is at 8:15 is county personnel public comment. Is there anybody here to do that? Any quick commissioner comment while we got a minute or two? If not, we'll just move right on. No obligation to speak. All right, seeing none, we will advance the ball here. The first item on the agenda is the minutes from last week's meeting. Oh. Is there a preference? What's easier for you? Doesn't matter? Okay. Okay. So the minutes are very important. And last week, you know, we missed one. I mean, we were off by one little number, and it's important we get all that stuff right. So I appreciate you taking such detailed minutes. And I didn't see anything. Did you see anything? No. Okay, someone make a motion to approve then? So is there a second?
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Okay, minutes are approved. All right, we'll move on to accounts payable. And again, lots of information. Are there any questions or comments?
Yeah, what the district court buy a piece of lily for? Or that just. I mean, if that's 4 counties, and that's $82 for one county.
Mine's still loaded. I know what you're talking about. Someone retired. Oh, Julie Berger.
Been here longer than me. She's been there.
Oh, right, yeah,
Great job. Great.
Gosh, yeah, she's been doing that a long time. How many years was she? You may know?
She did it before she started working for Judge. She took over for Bell Hawes to do her back in I guess in 4 or so.
Okay.
5. Had done it for about at least 10 years before that. Building.
Okay.
Does a lot here. So
Julie Berger is my neighbor, and we'll just take some time here and say congratulations on your retirement. That's exciting. Okay, any more questions?
This is not personal or anything, but I have a trouble with the renewal and maintenance license for the ESMS. That's what?
for the ES&S machine.
Yes, and yes.
That on people credit that, you know, our new machines. For the old ones.
Oh, we just bought one, didn't have to have maintenance on it.
Oh, okay. Those are what machines?
But book counting machines.
The vote counter? Okay. Okay. Where's that at? Just,
Some of the clerks, I think, no, the elections.
trying to get there. Can you see it? I saw the picture here. Okay, sorry.
Hey Chad, I know we'll get the breakdown later, but the road bridge, there was like almost $800 worth of lumber. Bought on the home. Okay.
Which times,
The things you want to do. But maybe it doesn't say more in here, maybe than it does on the other thing.
All right. I just wanted to,
It is. So which district was it? I wondered about that too, on it.
I think it's two. We should say that on that somewhere.
Yeah, post, $785 a month. Plus, more the post.
Okay, I found under the clerks or elections here, that charge you mentioned. So how much of that is maintenance and how, does it have a yearly license fee? Is it, I mean? Yes, okay, okay. And so your question was, they're new, they don't need maintenance,
All right,
or they shouldn't.
still kind of opposed to those machines.
Sure.
It's, so, say it's moving forward to use these, but to me, it's moving backwards because people used to be able to count their votes. So it comes out, if I've used that price, it's like $358 per precinct. There's 18 precincts in the county.
Okay,
I'm not said it when, I'm not,
sure, sure.
but it's just
No, it's,
my. Whoa. Anyway, that's what I'm gonna say about it for this time. I
Okay.
appreciate you checking.
sure, and I guess. Yeah, we'll just roll on here. But there is a yearly license with machines, just some sort of subscription. Yeah, okay. Okay, all right, it's just a question. So, is there anything else? You got some questions about some lumber and then you have is there anything else you want to ask?
Right up to my. Do we need the phone? So does each shop, I mean. My road foreman question, do we really need a phone in each shop if we have use a cell phone?
Could we address that to Tammy?
Person.
we have an answering machine in our shop, so we don't miss any calls and people leave messages there all the time about. Signing down areas of road that can be fixed.
Yeah.
So
But I'm not sure we have an answer machine, but. Maybe that's what we need to look into, but that would be a.
Okay,
I don't know if this would be those, how much I was kind of went back. I always look for the woman, so I don't know if everyone has to follow.
Point was, I think if it's not being used, that's $40 a month.
Yeah, no. And he mentioned that to me a few weeks ago. And that's valid, and he's looking for ways to save some money. But then, to your point, do we just start handing out mobile phone numbers? Maybe they need to look into an answering machine, and it might be a good.
There's an answer machine there I can see purpose for having it there, but otherwise,
Sure. Okay, well, you might mention it to him. How's that?
we'll work on that.
Put it on the list. Okay, any other questions?
One more. Where did the treasurer go on a plane trip? Conference, I suppose, right?
Any other discussion? Got it? Okay, guess there's been quite a bit of discussion. Everybody's questions are answered. Is there a motion to, I guess, approve the accounts payable?
We approve. House bill.
Okay, I'll second it. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, motion carry. I thought I'd second it just to kind of mix it up. Okay. Now we'll move right down the list. This is excellent. This revised property use agreement. This is something that, Nikki, I assume you, Kevin, well, it's wonderful. We made this change because of the $25 an hour fee to help recoup at least a portion of the cost to the county when the courthouse is open outside of normal business hours. So I assume, I mean, I think it looks great, and you can just roll in, type it in, streamline this, and then it goes. So is this something for our information, or do we need to?
You'll need to approve it.
Okay.
You'll need a motion just to approve that as policy.
Okay,
And that's the only thing we changed out one line in there.
um,
Right,
yeah, but the document itself, I mean, it just looks a little different to me. Is it different or is it? Okay, okay. All right,
It is this so they can just populate it online. It's better. I'll make the motion to approve the new revised property use agreement.
second,
okay, so moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
aye.
All right, motion carried. Good job. We'll move on to the noxious weed annual report, and no one's gonna be here to present this, right? We just look at it and go on. Okay. Everyone have a chance to check that out?
Yes.
Any questions or discussion?
So the, well, it looks to me like we traded 180 acres for expense of the total expenditures for $127,000, so I know like, probably a state regulation, you have to have a ski department.
It's statutory. And if we dug, we'd find it. Yeah. So what he's doing, I assume, is, yeah, you say 180 acres. And that's factual, but it's, you know, a spot here, a spot there, he drives and that's it. Okay,
I think there's a signature portion on that, so just a motion to accept. This submission.
Okay.
There's a signature on the page before that.
yep. And we all need to sign.
I move that we accept the noxious weed.
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 All right. Motion carried, and I see the signature page. Sign that before we leave. Okay, moving fast. The next item is this CDL agreement.
Was the same agreement we used last time, right?
Okay, yeah, this is sort of a three-part thing. Do we need to? I looked at the agreement, the ELDT, this flow chart, I checked that out, and then we have to make what Nikki just said there, a decision which way we want to go. Which, there you go, you're looking at it. That's the last one on the list there. Okay, these are our options. What's our preference?
The second one is, these fixed test and sync and it goes to St. Joe for 3 days of training.
We had to send Liz this deal because he didn't even know how to drive this picture.
Okay, all right,
Nathan does,
okay,
and he's comfortable with it. His truck, that he drives personally.
okay,
So that's why we sent Lucas to the school. But Nathan can do just do a little driver training course. for
Uh-huh.
the second floor,
uh-huh,
And it's about half the price of the school.
okay,
And then they will set him up to take the drive test and everything.
Okay.
And then they put it into the system called C-STEM. And then he can come to Seneca and get his CDL.
okay.
I just say, I thank family for looking that up and getting that figured out, so we can share that one.
Get the thumbs up, yeah, excellent. So that helps. He's got a little bit of experience or enough experience that instead of 5 weeks, it's a lot shorter. So good job. Okay, and he's willing.
Yes.
Okay.
He also has to do traffic and traffic and he
Sure.
can do that in base
Okay,
on the computer.
Uh-huh.
It's just reports.
all right. Okay, so
So this experience is still driving a pickup, it's not driving semi or a loaded grain, a loaded truck with rock, so you have to stick to there's a huge difference. But I'm just saying, he didn't drive no, he didn't drive no semis or. Yeah, because they have their own CDL school, and they would have sent it to them.
He worked for what?
Yeah.
What time?
he may, I don't know his experience, but having a 5-speed is, having that under your belt is a good place to start anyway. And yeah, big trucks, there's a big difference. But confidence means quite a bit. And yeah, I think the St. Joe option for me is the preferred.
And Doug is willing to take him off the way.
You know, we gotta be careful how we say it, these two options, we had 2 employees go through these 2 options. One went through the second option. That was greatly for us. Can't really go. into the big
Oh,
detail,
sure.
but it-
Okay, you got some
yeah,
history, some stuff I don't.
Yeah. Talking about a one, well, yeah. I just said we've had 2 people we've sent through both of these ways. You know, one of them not with us right now. We gotta be careful what we say right there. Because we're still in court with the wreck.
Hmm.
He studied and went through second. I just want to make it bring it to life.
Sure. Okay.
Since it says. I mean, whatever, you make the motion on it, Bill, it's in your district. Benefits to the second one at the time.
So,
It could be a lot quicker for him to do his license. That way.
And
Sure. Well, if I remember right, he'd already taken the test, the written test, but the time ran out.
And yes, he just didn't go take the drive test.
Yeah.
Well, whomever it's valid.
Okay. Okay, and Mr. Hill, as far as our side here. Either one of these options, are there differences between the two, or are they, I mean, legally?
On the flow chart,
Well, I'm looking at the last page. We have, it just has a name and it has option 1 and option 2.
oh,
School it for 5 weeks.
So
So
it-
they get to go
yeah.
and takes a written test again. Gets his permit and does the driving test.
If in the future something, just say something happens, whatever, is there a difference between the option 1 and option 2 as far as? Him having a CDL and the,
I don't think so.
okay,
I move we send it. Approve option 2.
I'll second. Okay, and we separate that out? Do we need to, does that,
I'm good, I understand what we're doing, so we're just.
okay,
Yeah.
We just felt that in after everything was done, didn't we? Didn't we, we did. And like, we have to bring all of these students back.
okay, so just to restate. We're looking at option 2, which is to go the St. Joe training route. And then that still ties in this CDL repayment agreement, just changes the numbers a little bit, correct? Okay, so it's been moved, seconded to do that. I guess all in favor, say aye. 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 All right, motion carried. Okay. All right, number 6 here. And it's summer help job application. Um. Mhm.
First application. But
Yeah, carpool, right? Yeah. Yeah, I know both those boys.
And Ethan was good help last year. And
How many spots are they trying to fill?
so we currently have 4 that are coming back. Alyssa, Heisen, Ethan. Well. Bill interviewed us, I would use him, and then Tim Gaskell is gonna help over there. He's told for District 1. That he said he would be willing to help them.
Right.
Bruce Hodges, has worked in the past, but not. And Jennifer Bottom Man. She hasn't decided yet, so we do need to run an ad because they need at least 1 more.
Okay,
Plus these 2 here.
Pardon?
Plus these 2 here.
if we decide, including these 2, you still need 1 more person. Okay. Fine.
Because they have to have 14 people. And so with all of they all work together, so we've got 9 there. And then with the 4 that I mentioned, so that'd be 13, so we need at least 1.
Okay, and when these applications come through, do our road and bridge foremen, do they see them? Do they have opinions, or does this just come through here?
I showed the application to Gary.
Mhm.
And because they would be. Well, I think they would be reporting to that.
Uh-huh.
They're from that area.
Yeah, just a few blocks away. So. Okay,
Because they can do traffic control.
okay, okay.
What did you do last year? You did traffic control last year. Okay.
Most time on the summer help, you know, the foremans, you search out, find what they can, and it's not just a matter of us, okay, what they've already suggested to us, because they know the people.
Mhm.
Some of them are returning ones, some are new, but
And Elizabeth's coming back, so she'll run one.
Mhm.
And I believe, well, Lucas can run a little bit also. Jerry's got it all planned out, he's gonna get it right.
Okay. So these applications pass through. I mean, at least the foreman see it. So,
I showed it to him.
good, good. I just,
when they came.
yeah, I didn't want to hire somebody that they had, no
he looked
idea.
at it,
Okay,
he was fine.
all right, sounds good. So then we need to just talk about them and decide whether or not we want to approve it and go on. Does anyone have any discussion on this? No? Okay, is there a motion to approve? Both of them, I guess? Okay, is that both of them?
yes.
Okay, so it's been moved to approve both. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carried.
And we also need to decide where you want them on the list, you know.
Okay.
I have.
That's something,
Oh,
Kevin, is that something we should talk about in executive session? Okay,
This is what Alyssa made last year. Well, she didn't work last year
okay,
because her son was having surgery. And we had bumped everybody up to this, so she would have made this last year.
all right,
That's what Ethan made last year.
okay.
So. I'm not. We just, they're just rooming, so they're gonna fall somewhere in this.
Right.
So we just kind of. You get to decide where you want to put them.
Okay, you see that? Numbers there.
Last year, we had some that had been back for 10 years or more, and I thought we should. We raised them up some, but if you're just starting, I think you can. Just start at the bottom.
Rich, do you want to see this? Can I take, can I show this to him? Oh, what the hell is-
You could do traffic. I don't know.
You heard him. He's a volunteer.
And if they couldn't find another person, I would come out and be tried.
Oh my, they don't make sun hats big enough for me to do that kind of work, you know that? Okay, so we're just gonna make suggestions here. I'll just throw mine out first. Can I write on this?
Yes.
So I would just do this, keep them where they are, and then I think you start him at, which is the range, but that's me.
No,
So she's been there a long time, right? She's on that roller, that gets her. And he, I guess there's a separation there because of experience right here, because it's different than,
he's not coming back.
oh, he's not coming, sorry,
No,
the list. Okay.
and her, we're not sure about yet.
That's the question.
So,
But how many years has she been? She's done it for quite a while.
Well, it says 19 through 23.
Yeah,
6 years.
okay,
She just didn't work last year because of her son's medical
okay,
issues.
okay, so I'm gonna. Just because I'm totally random here, and they're all. I'm gonna
How
go,
long's Jennifer been here?
I'm gonna go to that.
This would just be her second year.
Okay. Okay, so this is what I'm,
She ran a roller, didn't she?
Although, so,
those are my magic numbers. I spent 30 seconds thinking about that. Trying to, this one, I'm thinking just experience, this one, second year, this one, that's where he's starting. And
and that's kind of what we did last year with Mariah too.
Right.
That would have to say the sister on one.
Okay.
Because Mariah had been here 10 years.
yeah, okay, so any discussion on this? Okay, so do we need to announce what we decided or just, put the numbers out there, or do we just? Okay, okay, so,
And then I'll fill up, if you gave any raises, I'll fill out the papers for them. Dylan's just new, so
okay,
the only one we're raising is her,
okay,
correct?
and this is just to try and separate between experience.
Sure,
It'll make sense, right?
sure.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
okay. Moving it for the carpet, we must loosen some holes.
So you'll just.
Oh, okay, okay, so do we need to make a motion to approve these then? Or we just,
Yes, on the scale.
okay, so. And I would. Okay, and then I'm sorry to ask the question, but do I go through each individual employee? What we're and list the number, or do I just adopt it kind of as we?
What's that? Yeah, just when you're changing your. Because don't we have a set scale for summer help, I think, over there?
Yeah.
Or, yeah, you just-
It's just pruning now.
okay.
They
Just go right
did a
into it.
scale.
There's still a range.
Okay, so I'm only ones you're changing, so I would make the motions, it's set whatever position it is, you get motions being set, but hey, it's such and such.
Okay. Okay, so then I would, and I'm gonna mention by name, I just make sure that's right,
You can.
correct? Or,
Five positions.
okay,
Take it, say.
Yeah,
They're all
she's
part-time help.
running for the summer.
Okay.
Oil.
I'm fine, this is a big public record. Anyone else see it?
Okay. okay, so I would make the motion that we hire Alyssa Heisel at $20 an hour. Ethan Miller, 19.25. Dylan Miller at 18.50. And those are the only three that we know of for sure. I would make that as a motion for the summer with it.
One second that.
Case we moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Okay, motion carried. Okay. All right, so I'll get one of these for those three. Okay, all right, correct. All right. That was good.
We're not changing any other things.
Thanks for your help on that, Kevin. I sure never know when we start naming names, what we're supposed to do, so. Okay, moving on to number 7, which is a tax change order. Looks like it was just informational, like they thought a game room was a living space, if I understand that right, so. Everybody saw that and. Oh, oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, there's one underneath here.
I didn't sign all of it.
Oh, hotel. Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you. Shall we all sign that one? Okay, so any questions on that? Okay, we'll move, keep on going here, the last, number 8. Is this budget questionnaire from the Lloyd Group. Okay. So my first question is, did every department get this, or does this just come to the commission? Just the commissioner, okay. So would it be in the interest of, there's a few questions on here, I guess, that like the first one wouldn't make sense to send out. But what about the other ones? Should each department maybe fill this out? So we know, I guess, what they know. Okay. I think the more information that we, send his way, maybe the better the results will be. Okay, so what we're looking at is a letter from the Lloyd Group with budget questions. Since we hired him, he wants to know what we want to know. So the first one is, do you want the preliminary budget to keep the mill levy the same as last year's? Or do you want to stay at the revenue neutral rate? You don't have any answers?
For the revenue neutral rate, but that's pretty what it is. We should at least strive to keep the mill levy.
Then they'll look at that. We used up all our abundance of our cash, road, bridge, commissioner's budget. It's not there next year.
Okay, so for clarification, revenue neutral means if we took in $1 last year, we're going to take in $1 this year. Exactly, right? It's the dollar figure.
Right.
Okay, just to clear that up, because I get a lot of questions on that, and I just wanted to, because things change, like the value of the property in the county, went up. It went up 10.7 or some percent. Ag land went down, but as long as we understand that revenue neutral means it'll be exactly the same dollar. So. Yeah. So you said.
Well, so I don't.
It would happen.
They have.
Okay. And then you say, I want it to happen. And I say, yeah, I'm gonna fall exactly in the middle of both of those comments because. Yeah. The reason we hired Lloyd Group or reached out to them is because of what you've said. The county and their unencumbered cash reserves are at a point where if we had some sort of issue. We'd have to dig and spray if we get money. So one of my goals for this year. Financial stability. We make better decisions when we're not stressed. But we gotta hit that spot with taxpayers too, that we don't. I mean, any dollar we get, we got to claw from somebody, so, I don't know how to answer that. That's a long-winded answer. I mean, I want it all. How's that? I want it all.
I guess the bottom line asking, are we gonna exceed the revenue rate or not? What he's stating. Yeah, we all wanna try to keep it the same, that will no levy as last year. But you know, we're probably gonna have to exceed the revenue rate to do that.
Yeah. You want to do what I'm saying?
Well, it depends on your assessment, but usually. But just keep the mill levy, say, keep the mill levy the same, the revenue mutual aid is going to be exceeding.
Yeah, the mill rate has to come down.
Right.
Yeah, and so my assumption is,
The assessment would have to come down. Well. It depends on how the assessment is, if it's higher than last year. Then the mill levy stay the same, you have a little bit more spending, but if it goes down, the mill levy stay the same, you got less.
right. Right, but if the valuation goes up and we keep the mills the same, then we're above the revenue. Right away. So what I don't like about that question is it sort of tips our hand right away. I mean, I think we all understand the county has spent the reserve. And so I would say the odds are, if we're gonna get that reserve back, unless we can find some, I mean, big time places, we're gonna be above it. So I think you just gotta add.
I would preface your answer in terms of our goal, because I mean.
There you go.
It's a little early.
Thank you,
and say
Mr. Attorney.
something. Maybe our goal would be to keep as close to mill levy as possible, but in all likelihood, we would exceed our.
There you go. That's a wonderful answer. It covers everything. Thank you for that. Okay. Good enough? Satisfied? You didn't? Our goal is to stay as close to revenue or not to exceed a revenue neutral rate, but we,
Right, yeah, I think what I meant, your goal would be to try to keep the mill levy as close as possible to last year, but in all likelihood, we would
okay,
exceed the our kind of line here.
yeah. Yeah, we are not admitting defeat, but we recognize that it's a pretty big mountain that we're gonna climb here, so. Anyway. Is that satisfactory answer, you think? Okay, so we'll move on to number 2. Are there any new leases or debt that he needs to be aware? Okay, excellent. Are there any major expenses that we need to budget for the remainder of this year or next year?
I think we need to be looking in there, just completing the projects that Bill has. And, you know, just to push off one of the bridges for next year, make sure we have the money to complete them too, but those are major expenses that we're putting on, so. I think we didn't know what projects we have going. You know, the roads, the bridges and.
And I just got 2 more this week. There's another bridge that went all over. Really bad shape. This is from Arbor, it's like $184 repair that bridge and another 2 they're gonna put in for. That's just adding up, so it keeps pushing out, it's
Okay.
89,000 something, so that's another. It's 300,000.
So these are projects, and how did you get that?
They're salesman from for selling everything.
Okay.
This one is goes way back to 23, they looked at it one time. So it's not, they're not new problems, they're just problems that we need to
All right,
be looking at.
so Road and Bridge.
That would be the thing that we need to add or let them know that this is coming possibly next year.
Okay. Okay,
And the management some expenses that we're gonna have on the project that we have going right now, just to project it, avoid, so we know where we're at.
Sure.
Just so. Yes, we can probably have it too, just so we can get it to the lawyer, so they know what we're looking at next year. This year and next year.
For the first time I looked at this one bridge, it was in 23, so it's been. On the back burner for a long time,
All right. All right.
eventually it's gonna take a big rush.
Okay, then the next one is anything unusual, the budget. 10%. Only thing I recall is when Sheriff Merchant said something about the dispatch. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty expensive, but this will be the beauty of sending this out to department head. Surely will give us a heads up on what they think. The answers. Yeah.
Maybe you can answer those, like, commission's not aware of any, then we'll send this to the department heads to see.
Sure.
If they're in, with their expenses that they're planning for.
Sure. Okay, are we expecting revenues or grants this year? We are expecting that fairly, the one from the state for that road project that we're doing, but that's probably accounted for, yeah. Yeah, and then some.
When the funds come in for 220, comes in this year. Because it's on, like, so those two things could be. Revenues that we need to. Right now.
And, so we should have more revenue from the landfill too,
Oh, well, yeah. That's true.
but that's true. You're right. So,
So were you, you're both right. Anyway, doing fine. No, that's good. That's what we got to think of because we did change that for sure. Would you rather attend in person or over email? I'd like to have him in person. I think we ask better questions if they're in person, but I don't want to wear him out either. What do you think?
don't like emails.
Okay. Yeah, at least initially in person works best.
I mean, it's a long ways for them to come up here.
Certainly. I don't want to waste his time.
Between Zoom and email, I'd rather do a Zoom at least.
And I would, one caveat to that would be in person, as long as we have adequate time. You know, if he's able to give us enough and we're able, you know, to have enough to give to him. So might be long meetings, but I'd rather talk to him.
Cost is same.
Sure. Sure.
Some of it could be done probably like the mail side. Whatever. Yeah,
So big questions in person, little stuff, you know, email is fine. We'll work really, we want to work.
work with them.
I think he wants to be here. It's first goal.
I hope so.
Yeah, he does.
I hope so. Yeah, he's got a
He
lot of
understands
experience.
the
He'll know.
importance of being
He'll
here
know.
and talk person to person, explaining everything.
And so he's coming the 16th. He's coming this Wednesday. Right? Yeah, okay.
And it's on.
And that's for all the department heads or.
This Wednesday. Yeah, I think it's just for department heads only. We're supposed to, we're not supposed to be there, right? Yeah, just leave us out kind of on purpose, yeah. So people can feel free to ask all the questions that they would want. Okay, yeah, and we're bumping up against 9 o'clock. Okay, if you checked in person, you'll put our days and time. Any other comments for this? Okay, all right, well, thank you for helping us through that. And it's almost 9 o'clock. We're coming up on the bid opening for the solid waste noxious weed building project. Was the same?
We have 3 of them.
Oh. Okay. Nikki, asking me not to list, is that? Oh, okay, okay. So we got 2 listed, one of them's in an unmarked sealed envelope, so we don't know who it came from. There you go.
Let me try and find this paper right.
Yeah, I'm trying to find my paper
Oh.
right now.
Oh, here, it's right here behind you like that.
Okay.
I could see. That's all right. Okay. Ready? Okay. My paper.
Yep.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Go for it.
I got, legal, electric, Adams Legal here will make a price of $276,646.87.
All right. I have Bob Ray Construction at $199,724.
This is RFN Construction. Um, It's a tax included, and yes, tax included, so.
I don't have any tax on mine.
But it's total of $196,987.
Okay. So
96,
96, 97,
90 cents.
and 97. Oh,
And then the tax, if you had the tax, that was another 12,000. 12,211.
okay, so pretty lengthy, complex bids here. Are we looking at the? Are we looking at the same thing? Apples to apples. You have it written down. Okay. This bid has it broke down into several different. You want to look at it?
Sure, yeah.
There you go. We'll check this one. Check that one. Okay, is there any questions or comments or? We don't have Dawn here today. Um. What do you propose? What would the next step be?
I think we're gonna have to, I know Don couldn't be here today.
Yeah.
I know he's gonna have to, he's at us, we have to review and make sure everybody's.
Okay.
On the same page.
Okay, so essentially we'll table this pending Dawn's review and then come back to it. Will we be able to be here next week, you think? Okay. I didn't either, but that's all right. These bids are good for 30 days, maybe? They good for 30 days? Okay. So he'll need to review and come back and we'll discuss and then we'll make our decision. Does that sound agreeable?
September first deadline. Push it off.
We don't want to drag it out too long. You're right. That's a good point. But we do want to talk to the head of the landfill there.
Is there any major exclusion?
Any major what?
Major exclusion?
I think I'm already.
And did they exclude anything out of what was spec? In writing?
Something about the heating system, which heating system included on some of them.
Go ahead. You can, I know.
And without mentioning any amounts, just say.
So what he's after, this bid says turnkey.
There was a specification.
Okay.
That really should have been in the paperwork, even bid confidently,
Okay,
but weren't. In my narrative, I included those things. So as a contractor, they were trying to be the lowest bid. It would be very easy to be the lowest bid by excluding the things not specified, even though you knew they would be needed in a project. If there's nothing specified about gutters, HVAC systems, the shop site heated so that the eye wash station wasn't freezing. There's a lot of variables that can very well impact the project, right?
I
What
see.
would happen is if we're only looking at dollars, obviously the low
Uh-huh.
bids low by quite a margin. If they were awarded contract and they're one of the project said, what do you all gonna do like heating and cooling? If that was not included in this bid, it wasn't specified. Those were just questions I had about the major exclusion.
okay.
That's good to know. Though.
Yeah.
For something that's in over.
Because oftentimes the cheap bid may or may not be the best bid, but if it's the cheap bid because they read between the lines and only bid the bare minimum that's what was specified as the customer being the county, you've opened the door for falling short. Okay?
Sure.
We had a budget of X amount of dollars, the bid came in less than that, you felt pretty good about it, but at the end of the day, we had HVAC, so once they're awarded the contract, you guys kind of painted in the corner. To include these things now.
Okay.
If anybody decides to general contractor. Is contracted to do this thing, it oftentimes void a warranty contract.
Like they're hidden costs.
Okay. All right, well, I appreciate that information, that heads up there but we still need to make sure Don's here, talk to him and discuss it. And if we can do it the next meeting, it'd be great. Try to get Don on the schedule. So, okay. Now, as far as these bids go, let's put them back in their envelopes and we'll hand them. Back in here.
Didn't open it right anything.
Well, we. Did you,
Don just be here, but he is actively watching.
oh, okay. Well, Don, we've got some bids for you to review. All right. Is there any other issues to come before. Oh, you're right. Here it is, not on. Okay, what I'm looking at is a permit from Brown Aston Electric to install some electric poles to a new house at Hazelnut, half mile east of Hazelnut and 220. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming in. Hazelnut and 220.
What new resident, it's one of them.
Yep, new house. Okay. Now that seems to me to be fairly routine. Is that correct?
So. Question, I don't know if you know the answer or not, but there's a super big power, pretty big power line going by there. But it goes by the next house too, and either one of those houses on that power line, is that? That's a transmission line probably instead of a service line. But, you know, I'm not opposed to it.
Okay.
I would go for the permit 45-3.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
It moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, motion carried. We went the opposite direction. Okay. Now, is there any other business that I missed? Was there from last meeting, was there any updates on the courthouse, that 100th birthday?
Which one side is it on? 10%?
Oh, no, Steve.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, the Historical Society itself, I think is interesting, right? Yeah, I think so. Okay, so we just need to give that a little more time maybe to play it. Okay? Anything else? No? No? A lot of no's. I looked at the agenda, thought it was gonna be a long meeting. Are we going? I don't know.
What was that question?
When is that? The 22nd, at 3:30? Well, I never thought, would you like us there? I guess. What do you think? Tuesday, 22nd.
Everything happened. During next day, they did the high school was 3.5, they paid the contract.
It's gonna be pretty, yeah. Very little.
I would be interested in being here
Yeah, if we can, I never thought about it, honestly. If we can be here, I'll come.
at 3:30.
They'll make us play the role of the bad guy. That'll be neat. Yeah. Okay. I guess I'm guilty of.
No, we Want to go to the meeting, we actually got our patient meeting that week too. But I didn't sign up.
It's here. This is the same old problem I'm having. I'm going through my iPad and I'm not, my email's just populated when he got me back online here. So I'm gonna have to figure this out. I didn't see your invitation. I'm sorry. It's in and out. So you got a Kansas Natural on Monday, the 21st.
I think we need to support him, but if we're not going to join. Wait, 30 minutes either.
Understood. Yeah, I'm not gonna go. I can't go. Please, yeah, please politely decline. And yeah, so then this gets me to Kevin. We've also got this planning commission email that you sent out. Is there anything we need to discuss on that?
Yeah, it's just the terms that are ending, so I think this needs to be approval of that to replace the two.
Okay.
terms within the-
Okay, so this is the planning commission that you all set up and two people, their terms were going off, and that is
So, is that on the email?
yeah, okay. Under, okay. Can we just discuss it, I guess, and then we'll make it official next week. So in my district, there were two members. This thing started with.
Right.
Okay, with the staggered terms. In my district, they agreed to serve 1 year, so their term is now up. And Mr. Bonnerschmidt called me 10 days ago, last week, something about finding someone to replace. And I did. It would be Annette Hoskins and Wesley Settle. Talked to both of them, and they both agreed to serve for 3 years. And so to make it official, we're just talking about it now, I guess. Think on it, and then next week we'll make it happen, and then their first meeting would be sometime in May. All right?
And then there might be a step though. Previous appointments, I think it had
Yeah, that's all right. That's why it's fine. Yeah.
other- Yeah, I think we should cover it. The reason we had staggered terms, of course, so you not replace the entire mission at one time. So-
Right. Makes perfect sense. This is just the first time we've had to put new people on, so we're all learning together. And
So just send that email to everybody or is it just on yours? Okay. Okay.
and just so everybody knows, it's in the minutes. Email is the absolute last resort to talk to me. I just had terrible luck, and I'm really sorry. And if there's an emergency or anything you really need me, and I don't respond to an email, you better just call. I didn't see it.
Right. And I don't look at mine until like Friday or something, so.
Well, I look at mine. But I just don't see it. Anyway. Okay, so I thank you for doing that. And that's very smart and
I mean, I know it's my last one I look at usually.
I'm gonna-
It's just there to show that I had new. Mainly.
Donnie, when the meeting's over, maybe would you help me? And maybe I could get my email over to my iPhone and just get this and do what he's doing. So, okay. Okay, now is there, and we also have, looks like an early morning, Okay, Kevin, looks like there's a draft burn notice that they worked on that Dawn would have sent to you too at 5:44 this morning. Yeah,
So-
he's up.
I do think that, and I'll mention to him, I think it's, I mean. The legal format's already been approved, so I don't really have a role in this other than the legal format. The rest is policy. And so I really think it's important for. Fire chiefs to review so that just avoid the issues they had. With some not being, you're not gonna have a consensus, but make sure they're at least aware of what's going on. And I think you all need to have a chance to review and input before it's voted on. That way, it's all out there. So I really, I'll tell him that. Like I said, I saw him come in at 5:30. Unfortunately, I had to wait at that time, but I was gonna let him know, that, yeah, my rules just bring the legal format. The legal format was fine the last time, so I think it's important. Meet the fire chiefs, get their input, and then get your all's input, and then bring it in for.
Okay. Yeah, they changed it. I mean, okay. All right, so we need a little time to review. I mean, I do. Take some time.
Did we all get it?
Yeah, I think he was saying, I'm not gonna mention to him, responding today, that I think he mentioned he's not sending it to you all at this point in time, but I think it would be important to get your input. So that we avoid
Okay.
fire chiefs.
Okay, I'm
Their
sorry.
input and then coming to you all, and you all have, well, you might want to try this or try that. I think everybody should have input at the same time.
Okay.
And that way, I think it will expedite things.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, it says here, yeah, he sent it to Kevin and the fire chiefs, so they haven't had a chance to review, which is what you're saying.
It
And,
just came in this morning.
Yeah. and Don will have it ready for us next week to talk about. So. And, all right, excellent. Now. Now, is there anything else? Thanks for working with me through the listing and stuff. Anything? Okay. At the April meeting dates.
What's that thing, they go to the run, they buy it.
Well, we used your lot today. Thanks for being by. Thanks for being here.
Oh,
There she is. Hey, we were just calling.
I just wanted to pop down and let you guys know, I'm very excited about the active shooter training. We had a discussion about it at our KCTA. We had a short little, practice go at it. Anyway, it was kind of opened eyes on a few things we hadn't thought about. But at, we're gonna do that at 3:30. I am gonna need to close my office ahead of that, at 3. So we can balance out. Otherwise, we're gonna have to come back to shooter training and then go back up and pay everybody overtime to get balanced out.
Okay,
And if we have somebody walking in with titles at 3:25, we're not gonna be able to be done by 3:30 to get to the training. So I just want to let you guys know that, but I'll get it posted and everything, but unfortunately, I will have to close ahead of time, so we have time to finish our customers and get balanced out.
does that apply to more offices than just her?
I think we'll do it. Yeah, a lot of the other offices.
I think registered each probably just put something out, they don't need. Except the violence. Or it's average every time.
We're kind of the main one, everybody walks in with their title
Sure.
that takes 20-30 minutes, or a driver's license that takes 20 minutes. So,
So we've announced that the courthouse would close at 3:30, correct?
but I don't have
But you need to close at 3.
customers that are in the office, otherwise we have to send it back.
So can we do that with just like a sign on the door? Or do we need to notify?
Yeah, it's on the website, or it's on our social media. pages.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, we didn't think about that.
My office, just the way it-
Okay, sure, you got to balance, you got to,
Yeah, so we gotta get balanced to 0 every day.
okay.
So I just wanted to let you guys.
Do we need to make a motion on to allow the treasurer's office to do that?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
I'm good with that.
give you a heads up.
Okay.
So,
All right,
Excited that we are gonna make it mandatory that everybody gets to go.
Yeah. okay,
Pleased with that.
you bet.
All right. thank you.
All right. Thank you. Okay, that was easy. Anything else? No? I guess we're done then. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So.
Second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
I.
Aye. All right, meeting adjourned. Thanks, everybody.